Yerrick knew it better than anyone. He had lived there long enough, sweeping alleys, carrying crates, and doing the jobs no alien wanted. Humans were tolerated at best, beasts of burden at worst. Still, he didn't expect trouble that day. Not until he saw her. She was young, perhaps 19 in human years, with shimmering emerald skin and dark hair braided in the style of the warrior clans. She stood among a group of vendors, her arms laden with fruit baskets, but her wide eyes betrayed inexperience. She wasn't from the market. Yerrick saw it before anyone else did. A mistake. She placed a handful of coins on the wrong vendor's stall, mixing currencies. The stall keeper, a cruel, tough brute, snarled and seized her wrist. "Thief!" he barked. The crowd stirred. Other aliens gathered, whispering. Accusations spread faster than fire here. The girl stammered, her voice trembling. "I paid, But the stall keeper wasn't listening. He dragged her toward the punishment square. Jarrick's stomach tightened. He'd seen it before. Public lashings. A dozen stripes across the back for even the suspicion of theft. Most onlookers didn't care. Some even enjoyed it. The girl's terror filled her eyes as the guard strapped her to the post. Her lips quivered, but she said nothing. Pride, or fear, kept her silent. The executioner raised a lash. It's barbed and gleaming. And Yerrick moved. He didn't think. He just stepped forward, shoving through the crowd. "Stop," he shouted. His voice cracked, rough from years of dust and smoke. All eyes turned on him. The executioner snarled. "Another human beast. Out of the way." "She didn't steal," Yerrick said, his chest tight, his legs trembling. "She made a mistake. She's no thief." The guards laughed. The crowd muttered. But the stall keeper sneered. "If you care so much, human, then you take her punishment." The words hung heavy in the air. Jarrick's mouth went dry. 10 lashes could cripple a man. But he saw the girl's eyes, shimmering with desperate fear, and something in him refused to step back. "Fine," he said. "Give them to me." The guards roared with laughter. The crowd leaned forward, eager for the spectacle. And the executioner grinned as they tied Yerrick to the post instead. The first lash tore fire across his back. He clenched his jaw, refusing to cry out. The second ripped skin. His vision blurred. By the fifth, his knees buckled and blood ran down his sides. The crowd cheered, entertained by the suffering of a worthless human. The girl stood frozen, her hands pressed to her mouth, tears in her eyes. By the 8th lash, Yerrick nearly collapsed. His breath came ragged, each strike a thunderclap of pain. The 9th tore deep in the rest. His body sagged, darkness closing in. And then came the 10th. A savage crack, fire searing every nerve. The guards laughed, untying him. He fell to the dirt, blood soaking his shirt. "Take your human," the stall keeper spat. "Maybe now he's learned his place." The girl rushed to him. Her trembling hands tried to lift him. "Why?" she whispered. "Why would you do that for me?" Yerrick coughed, tasting iron. His voice rasped. "Because you didn't deserve it." She stared at him, tears streaming down her cheeks. "You fool! You have no idea who I am." But Yerrick didn't hear the rest. Darkness swallowed him. He awoke to voices, deep, resonant, commanding. Yerrick blinked, his body screaming with pain. He lay on a soft pallet in a stone chamber. The air smelled of incense and steel. 3 figures loomed over him. They were warriors, massive, armored, their emerald skin glowing faintly. Their eyes burned with intensity. And the girl stood beside them, her hair unbraided now, her robe shimmering with noble embroidery. She looked at him not with fear, but with pride. "This is him," she said softly. The tallest warrior knelt beside Yerrick, his hand heavy on his shoulder. "Human, do you know who you saved?" Yerrick shook his head weakly. "She is Princess Kayla, daughter of the High House of Veron. Our sister." The words hit harder than the lashes. Yerrick stared, bewildered. "Princess?" Kayla nodded. Her eyes shone, not with tears now, but with something deeper. "You stepped in when no one else dared. You took the lashes meant for me." The brothers exchanged glances. Then, as one, they knelt before Yerrick. The room fell silent. You have saved the blood of our house, the eldest said solemnly. No debt is greater. From this day, our lives are bound to yours. Command us, and we will obey. Jarek's breath caught. These were warriors, princes, commanders of armies, and they knelt before him, a human janitor, broken and bleeding. I don't want command, he whispered. I just didn't want her to suffer. Kayla stepped closer, her hand brushing his. And that is why you deserve it. No one has ever defied the crowd for me. No one but you. Her brothers bowed lower, their voices uniting. Then you are brother to us. Your pain is our pain. Your enemies are ours. Your life is sacred. Jarek's chest tightened. He didn't know whether to laugh or weep. The girl he thought a frightened stranger had turned out to be a princess, and the lashes he endured, meant to break him, had instead bound him to a royal bloodline. The next day, whispers spread across the city. The human who had taken the princess's punishment now walked with her brothers at his side. Guards bowed to him. Workers stared in awe. The syndicates whispered fearfully. And Kayla? She never left his side. That night, as he lay recovering, she sat beside him, her hand clasping his gently. You gave your back for me, she murmured. Someday, I will give my heart for you. And Jarek realized that 10 lashes had done more than scar his skin. They had carved his name into destiny.